This is episode 65 of the iLLogical Sense podcast.
66.
It's 66, man. I'm sorry, everyone, but I'm kind of hungover.
Yes, you are.
I am in Long Beach.
No, we're in Lakewood.
Lakewood, but it's near Long Beach.
Yep.
And Hennypalooza, man.
Busby 30, the hashtag Busby 30 was mission accomplished for sure.
Yep.
It's your boy JC No Hundreds, and I'm sitting next to hungover Busby. And to my left, we got a special guest host, one of my homeboys, HBK Rossi.
Hey! Wow, it's a Joe Button on.
How you doing today, G?
That it made sense, man.
Yeah.
How you doing today, G?
I'm doing smooth, man. Kicking it with my niggas. What's up with y'all?
Chill. Hey, man. Like, we showed you all the clips from yesterday.
Hey, that's real. That's real.
Shit, man.
That's real. You know what I'm saying? I'm hot. I'm actually hot. I ain't getting no invite, but shit, nigga was working. So.
Right.
Yeah.
So we'll funnel into, obviously, you know, last week was Busby's 30th, and as we had mentioned, he was coming down here to kick it. We've been kicking it, you know what I'm saying? Picked him up from the airport on Thursday.
Saw Justice League.
And how was that, by the way?
Oh, man.
It was cool. I enjoyed it. Don't listen to the critics. Do not listen to the critics.
I don't pay that shit no attention. No.
Yeah, the movie was, I'm without spoiling anything, the movie was enjoyable. I actually enjoyed it. Me and JC loved it.
You know what kind of made me feel like it may have been good? Because people were saying that it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
And people didn't have, I don't feel like they probably didn't have the best expectations for it because of Batman vs. Superman and stuff like that.
Right.
Anyway, so by them saying that,
Yeah, that's pretty much how I liked it. It was funny. It was action packed. It was like any superhero movie, but I can understand why fans didn't really like it like that because they wanted to be like the Avengers because they're always comparing it to Marvel and shit like that. You know what I mean? This is the Justice League. This is Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and all these other. It's supposed to be the biggest superhero movie ever. So they expected something grand. Mm-hmm. So, but when you factor in how they did Batman vs. Superman and how they're trying to rush everything. They had to do what they had to do, and I enjoyed it for what it was.
Did you like Batman vs. Supes?
It was okay. I didn't. It was like okay at best. And the thing is, I was actually shocked that they were supposed to do that. I mean, that I would even feel like that about it because it was a risk anyway. Because I knew that they were mixing they was like kind of mixing the two.
They were doing it hella quick right after Man of Steel.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Because because if I'm not mistaken, most of it was based off of
Dark Knight Returns.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you on your shit. Yeah. What was that like? What comic? Which one was that? Like 86 or
87, 86.
Okay.
Yeah.
But so I know it was based off of. I knew it was based off of that for the most part. But I just knew that they mixed them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, this shit either gonna be raw as fuck or this shit finna be trash.
Right. I just remember that fucking when they got word that Ben Affleck was gonna play Batman, I was like.
I for sure wasn't fucking with Ben Affleck.
Nobody was fucking with Ben Affleck. And then when I heard rumors like, oh yeah, they're going to bring in Flash, they're going to bring in Wonder Woman. I was like, so you're just going to bring in the whole Justice League into this movie? Oh, this is going to be one big ass clusterfuck.
Right.
Yeah. And that's kind of what it was for Batman vs. Superman.
But it's like, why would you do that taking place as the old Batman anyway, though? Because that's what Ben Affleck was, you know what I'm saying? That's what like the older Batman, right? Like
the older Batman, yeah. But, wow.
And so if you thought that one was okay, you gonna enjoy this one because this one they dive right into the action. Like there's no waiting period.
Yeah, there's no way. They just go right into it.
I had a feeling that I was gonna fuck with this one anyway.
Did you like Wonder Woman?
I like that a lot. Actually.
Yeah,
I like Wonder Woman a lot.
Yeah, Wonder Woman was shit. But Batman was, I
hope they don't fuck off like when they do the sequel though.
Yeah. I don't know how they're gonna go from this now. Kind of.
Because what you call it, Wonder Woman, because what was the woman that directed it?
Oh, the chick. I know what you're talking about. I don't forgot her name, but I know what you're talking about.
They gave her free reign. You know what I'm saying? It was almost like they just gave her a bone. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Shit, as in almost in a sense where it's they didn't think that it was they didn't expect much. They didn't expect much. So now they was like, okay, this shit did well. I just hope that they don't try to meddle with the shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Did you like Suicide Squad?
Not really.
You didn't like Suicide Squad?
Told you.
Really? Nah.
Tried to tell you.
I like Suicide Squad, man.
It was just all over the place.
Whoever little baby was at the end, bro, that was tripping on the niggas, I thought she was trash.
I enjoyed Suicide. I'm not the only one who actually enjoyed Suicide Squad. I don't know about y'all.
I like the thing is when you doing shit like that, I like backstories and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Batman's that nigga.
You said what?
You said Batman story?
No, backstories.
Oh, backstories. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's why I was kind of mad they were going to do Justice League so quick, because they were just going to bring in the Flash. They were just going to bring in Aquaman, Cyborg.
Right, so you just going to give us all these niggas at once?
Right. Yeah, that's why they gave us Wonder Woman, and then they need to give us Batman, because we know his fucking story. Parents get shot, I'm mad, I'm Batman.
Right.
Yeah.
Basically, I'm rich.
You know, somebody brought this up too. That's the one story that we constantly see and hear and read about in media, and nobody seems to get tired of it. Like, they have all kinds of different variations of that scene. Mm-hmm. And every time it pops up, we're always glued in, even though we know what's going to take place.
Batman is the fucking greatest superhero of all time.
Oh, man. Over Superman, huh?
Huh?
Over Superman?
Superman never beat Batman, bro.
That's the truth. Even in the fucking Batman vs.
Even
Superman.
in the like, he never beat Batman.
I mean,
he couldn't beat him in the movie.
He had him screaming for his mama.
Yep. Yeah. And that's one thing I did like that they put in the... did they? I think they did put that in the Batman vs. Superman movie. With the he said it in the comic, bro. What was the line? That shit was cold as fuck, bro. What that nigga?
You remember I'm the one that beat you?
Yes,
and shit like that.
Yes, nigga. Yeah, that line was cold as fuck, bro. I remember reading that shit in the comic. I was like, oh, get that nigga.
Yeah. Bruce Wayne's that nigga, man. Don't fuck with Bruce. Really he's rich. No matter,
but he's smart. You know,
smart
rich
rich
nigga.
Smart
rich nigga.
Yep. But who you think will win? Tony Stark or Bruce Wayne?
Damn, bro. Okay.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I still think, but you know what I'm saying? I think that that nigga is Batman is cerebrally dominant.
Right.
Nigga, when it comes down to these other niggas, unless you Professor X.
Right.
You feel me? So, you know what I'm saying? Damn near anybody not named Professor X, bro. I don't think anybody else is really fucking with fucking with Bruce in terms of intellect. So
yeah.
I'm gonna just off of that alone, I'm gonna get that nod to my nigga Bruce.
Yeah. Right. That nigga Bruce, man.
Yep.
But yeah, Justice League was. Just go see it. Stay through the credits. Oh yeah, and when Superman comes back, it's like the most. It's the most. It's funniest. And to me, it was.
You said when Superman come back?
When he comes back, it's random, funny, and lit all at the same time.
Yeah, it's like one of the ones where you laughing, but when you get down to the details, you're like, oh shit, okay, lit. Like damn, yeah,
yeah.
And there's 2 post-credit scenes, so stay.
Two of them.
Yeah. Stay for both.
Thank you, because I would have for sure left after the first one.
Right. So we saw that Thursday night. We were doing Friday. We pretty much just kicked it for the most part, and then we went out later.
Met up with a few friends.
Right. And then
we was just pre-gaming. I was just preparing ourselves. So that Saturday.
And then Saturday, so we started Saturday off. I announced to the public. I've kept this under wraps for a few weeks. I got a new videography position within the LA Galaxy organization.
Hey!
Appreciate y'all. So I went film. I'm working close with the academy. So I honestly did not know that pro soccer be running they own academies. Like they got these kids going to school through their organization, and they build the soccer schedule around that curriculum.
Wow.
So like when they reach of age, they just funnel them through the system. Like it's intense. Like this is some hardcore. Like the Nike camps. Just picture the Nike camps having an actual basketball organization. Nice. And they just running through.
They just running. So it's like a farm system.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be working closely with them, and then possibly working closely with the Galaxy too.
That's dope. Congrats.
Appreciate that. So I went and filmed the game. I think it was the 15 and unders. Filmed their game yesterday. And then shout out to my boy Nana. So Nana was in our department with the Raiders. He moved out here a few months before I did. He got within the organization and he helped orchestrate that, getting me the meeting with the upper heads. So then we came back. We hadn't eaten all day, so I was like, look, if we gonna do this, we gotta go eat.
Yeah, because low key, shout out to low key.
Yep.
He pretty much went on like social media and he just said, eat your breakfast, don't pregame, dress comfortably, respect women's spaces, and have fun.
Yeah.
So I was hungry. I wanted one because I woke up, JC was already gone. And I was thinking, I'm going to go to IHOP, but he didn't leave the key. So I was kind of mad. So I was sitting here hungry, and he came in. He was hungry. So we went, got something to eat.
I've been having Busby watch Rick and Morty.
Yeah, that's just fun.
And so then, but dog, I'm telling you, we was sitting on the couch. You remember all them games? Like, you remember the days when the world made sense and the Lakers was running shit?
Yes.
And Shaq and Kobe would just sit on the bench, and they just would have this stare into space. Mm-hmm. We was doing that, just trying to pregame.
I put on my headphones and I was listening to Drake's Views, very calm music, just to keep my mind right.
Like it got to the point we was watching Rick and Morty, and I just looked at him and I was like, I feel like we're about to play the biggest game of our careers right now, and we have no idea what's about to take place.
Yeah, and that was an understatement. We really had no idea what we were getting ourselves into.
Right, and so then shout out to my sister Cleo, because we was telling her we was gonna take Uber up, and she was like, "Nah, don't even worry about that. I'll take you guys up."
Thank you, Cleo.
And unbeknownst to Busby, for his birthday, I surprised him with the VIP section.
Hey.
You know, when it's your birthday and you only turn 30 once.
Hell yeah.
You gotta do it right, and then plus, everybody knows I got back issues, so I'm like, I'm not finna stand for 5 hours. Like,
I wasn't expecting that. I was just, I just wanted to get tickets. I just wanted to just enjoy the experience.
And as soon as we got there, he actually gave me a hug. He was like, "Thank you," because when we got up there, line wrapped around the block. And because when you VIP, all you do is just walk up, say, "I'm here."
Yeah, and there was nobody in the line. It's like, "Yo, was this the VIP line?" And he was like, "Yep, right here." And
so it was at the Globe Theater off Broadway. We walked in there.
Which was also, if y'all old listeners, it was a few blocks away from the little haunted hotel we were at.
Yeah, we'll tell you about that story afterwards. It's Stay on Main. Yeah. So we got in there. We went up and saw Kaz. Gave him that too sweet. Gave him a 5-5. I almost left him hanging after because I thought it was just too sweet only. He had his hand out like that, and I'm like, "Oh, my bad, G." And then for the next 4.5 hours,
madness.
I will tell y'all right now, if y'all have the opportunity to go to a Hennypalooza event, like, go. Like, I've been recruiting my boys. I told Rossi we gonna have to, fix his schedule for next year because it's got to be an event where you go with all your people. It was enjoyable. It was cool too because to see all the just predominantly black scene and nobody was funking with nobody.
Nobody.
Like, everybody was in there
nothing
just
but Hennessy.
Yeah.
Nothing but Hennessy. And the part where they said like respect women's spaces, man, women weren't respecting my space. They just kept coming up on me.
He was
I'm
a victim.
not even exaggerating when I say that. That's what happened. There was females for everybody. No bougie females or nothing. Everyone was just enjoying themselves.
I seen some ass shaking on them little videos.
Yeah. It was popping yesterday. So then we came back.
Man, I was obliterated.
Yeah. He was
I don't even know how I did not yak. No, we gotta talk about what happened when we thought time kept going.
Oh yeah, so in the midst of this, Busby had walked off, and then some people came into my section. So we're actually partying in two different zones because my thing is it's his birthday. Let him run around, do what he wants to do. I'll hold down the fort. Mm-hmm. As we're sharing the stories with each other this morning, it appears that both of us seemed to look at the same time in two different areas.
Yep.
And when we realized it was only 5:30 and there was still 2.5 hours left at this party,
it felt like 4 hours left, man.
Yeah, that's when we knew we were in the right place, right moment, right time.
I was already drunk. I felt I was already at my peak. People were giving me their blunts and shit.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh shit, I think it's time to go home. Wrong. Low-key was like, oh, it's only 5:30. And I was like, oh my God. Man.
The best way to describe it was the first time Busby saw Travis Scott and we was leaving, he was just so confused, but he was so energized at the same time.
Pretty much.
Like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah. Mario made an appearance randomly.
Dog, he showed up, did supposed to be, and then before we knew it, he was off the stage. Like, he just vanished. Like, there was no walking off and like have a good night. He did the song and then he was gone. Like, all right, cool.
He is so good at that. What award show was that, bro? When he came out and did that
BET Awards. He came out,
did that Michael
did
Jackson,
the whole spiel.
That little sequence though.
He ran out there, he tapped out, and he was like,
Bro, he did like a 4-move sequence, bro, in all of 3 seconds. And the dancer in me, the old dancer in me, bro, was so proud.
Yeah, he did his thing there.
That's a cold nigga, bro.
Hey, people forget about that Icebox era.
Hey, that's a cold nigga, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Hey, no Marion Slender on this month. Not saying that's what y'all doing.
That nigga fucking moonwalking his Timbs, bro.
You feel me?
Yeah,
that nigga made his chest roll, nigga, on the Icebox video.
Yes.
Like, niggas usually pump their chest. This nigga made that shit, bro. Hey, bro, ain't no nigga slandering Marion, bro.
Right, yeah, man. Yeah. So when we came back, we post gamed with Chick-fil-A, and then
I passed the fuck out.
Yeah, but then it funnels into when we jump into this entertainment segue, Saturday Night Live.
Yes.
When we came back, I don't know, did you catch it last night?
Hell no.
Okay, so Saturday Night Live last night.
Not even like that. I just missed it.
So Chance the Rapper was hosting, and then Eminem was the musical guest. Dog, Chance.
I see he did like an R&B thing, right? Or
something. Dude, honestly, if he wanted to just take a break from music and was like, yo, let me go do this acting thing for a while, he'd kill it easily. Like he fit in so well and he was so comfortable in his zones. It worked. They had a skit. So it was him, Kenan Thompson, and I forget who the other cat was. They performed this R&B trio where it's pretty much reminiscent on the good days with Obama.
Yeah.
He had another skit which everybody was howling about. He was a black reporter for the NHL. So he was, yeah, you can imagine what he was saying for that. Yeah. And then there were a few more segments he had too. Like overall, he was dope.
Yeah, he was.
And then
I didn't see that because I just saw Eminem's performance in that.
Yeah, he at this point Busby was already getting ready to pass out, and right when we got back, we saw M, and then it surprisingly pissed him off.
Because I'm an MC. When I came out here, I was expecting an Eminem album.
That's true.
Or at least a second single. I didn't get none of that. I just got a performance of Walk on Water and then a fucking melody of his greatest hits, and then that was it. And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And as a fan, it's starting to worry me a little bit because he's thinking this is 2005. This is 2017. My nigga, what the fuck? We have our cutoff dates of our ranking of our best albums
right
on Black Friday. That's our cutoff date.
Right.
So Marshall, if you're listening to this, please drop the album.
Something.
Friday would be nice.
I mean, you gotta do something.
Hey man, don't make me bleach my hair and become Stan and fucking write fucking letters to your fucking house. Shit, Black Stan, nigga.
Yeah. And then in staying with M, he also announced that Rick Rubin's gonna be executive producing the album.
I don't know how to feel about that.
Legend.
Yeah.
I don't know how to feel about that.
But in saying that, he also said, so what is Dre still executive producing, or is he just...
I don't know. He said Rick Rubin is executive producer. If he's still on Aftermath, Dre...
I mean, obviously, right, yeah.
Yeah, I think Rick Rubin also executive produced Marshmallow's LP too, so Dre's probably executive producing this shit too.
Okay.
But Dre ain't doing shit. He just said, that's cool. Give me that money.
Basically.
Give me that money, white boy.
But yeah, at this point, we don't need that album by Friday, or you're not gonna make the 2017 list.
Just don't piss me off, Marshall. Shit. It's already pissed me off the most, man.
You and really Jason.
That sounded really personal. You can say that. Shit.
Now, as for somebody who did drop, y'all remember the fiasco Chris Brown was having when he dropped, the hell was the name of the album? Do you remember?
What was it?
Heartbreak on the Full Moon.
Thank you. It always helps when you got an R&B singer on the show.
Like that album's amazing, right? Rossi?
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic album, bro.
So Heartbreak on a Full Moon, he dropped on a Tuesday. The RIAA was only going to give him credit for 3 days. Didn't matter. He still ended up going gold.
Yeah.
So major props to him on that for dropping a playlist worth and still managing to get a plaque for that.
I guess.
Hell yeah.
Everyday Struggle.
Everyday Struggle.
They had some news on there. Academics, man.
Academic. That's your favorite person. That's your BFF.
Don't start with me, man.
BFF.
That's one of the reasons why. It's one of the reasons why it took so long for me to actually consistently watch Everyday Struggle.
I made your asses watch that shit, man. I told you from jump.
I really enjoy that show.
See, yeah, when it first came on, I saw Joe Budden because I listened to his podcast religiously, so I know he was gonna have it was gonna be like a little debate show, kind of like First Take. I'm like, oh, this is genius. And I didn't know who Academics. I heard Academics, but I never saw his face.
Right.
So this is his first time revealing himself and shit. So I'm like, oh, so they gave him back to reveal who he is? Okay. And the more Academics talk, the more annoying he got.
Yeah.
He was doing his little stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like before that, like he was like on little BET specials. I know people don't really watch TV as much as they used to.
He was on BET specials?
Really?
Yeah, there was. Yeah, like he they had a bunch of like I don't remember exactly what it was, but they had a bunch of like internet personalities and stuff like that. It was like just a bunch of musical
right.
Like, topics and stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, like he's been doing little.
He would kind of reveal himself here and there, but not like a lot.
Yeah, but this was definitely his first opportunity in terms of like.
Oh yeah, shout out to Nadeska. She a cutie.
She was a little,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In this particular situation though, this all came down to his interaction with the xylophone, Extension, XKUIP.
Or extension. Let's call him extension.
Whatever. So what was it? The episode when he had A1 and and Berg, aka Hitmaker, on there.
Hitmaker, yeah.
And Joe was just trying to give him that, the OG.
Because Extension got his ass whooped by Migos and shit like that. He got that shield power bomb by the Migos. So, I guess Extension hollered at Academics trying to give his side of the story. So, Academics was telling what Extension told him. And fucking Joe just got sick of it and pretty much scolded him like it was one of his child.
He was one. He really had him like he was one of the OGs.
Right.
Well, he is his OG.
Yeah, and he was telling him this on air, and he did it on purpose because he wanted to make sure that younger rappers and people like him paid attention. He's like, dude, you guys got no OGs. If something happens to you, I have to speak to my OGs to settle this shit for you. And you just need to get away from him. And Academics had this very stupid look on his face. Like it was going in one ear and out the other. I know that look because that's the look I gave to my mom when I was young. I know he just looks at him like he literally looks like it's not processing in his head. And it's frustrating to me. I'm like, dude, do you hear what he's saying? And I'm still kind of feeling it hungover, kind of. Go on. Sorry, everybody.
Academics is just not that type, and I want to say that it was him at one point that made this reference where you can basically just take certain artists for who they are. You can listen to Uzi and take Uzi's music for what it is, but you can also listen to Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. Same thing with people in a sense. That's how I look at DJ Academics. You know what I'm saying? Like he ain't no street nigga like that. You know what I'm saying? Well, not even like they not a street nigga at all.
He says he's not a street nigga. He just likes reporting the news and he's just trying to give people information.
That's the thing. Yeah, that's how he look at it. But he don't understand what he's
he's doing. Because if you look on his feed, he posts a lot of these dumbass, boo-boo ass niggas that nobody's heard of. Yeah. And he's still giving them light. And people are telling him, why are you giving these niggas light?
Putting light on ignorance.
On ignorance. And he's thinking, I'm just reporting the news. And it's like, dude, you don't have to report this bullshit.
Right.
You can very well choose not to.
He's like the hood CNN, literally.
That's exactly what he is. In turn, that's the shit that's going, because now you got these type of rappers like, man, but they calling them out like, put this, or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, post my music and shit like that. Yeah. He doesn't understand the power he has.
In the midst of that, that's probably the biggest thing within it. He definitely, he might not be fully aware of how influential he is right now on the younger.
Right.
Especially now that people see his face every damn day, every week.
Because the internet. Because he posting that shit. Whatever he posting on nigga shit, but it's what I'm saying, it's a lot of bullshit though, like drama and shit. It's not even always about the music.
He's only posting what gives him hits.
Yeah,
I get it. I actually understand that shit.
I get it. Like I said earlier, whatever. But I get it. But I don't fully agree with it though. You feel me? Like,
right?
You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I just came up different.
No, we all did. Oh yeah, we have that old school mentality. Same with Joe. That's what Joe's trying to break down to him all the damn time, especially when he has real artists up there every damn day. Like when he had Big Crit up there, and then when he had Ninth Wonder, and recently fucking K. Michelle. And he's always very quiet when those type of artists come up there. When they start saying the same shit that Joe Budden talks about when it comes to labels in the industry, he's very silent. He's like, oh wow, so the same shit that Joe Budden's been saying, you're saying the same shit. Like he's not crazy.
Right.
He may look, Joe Budden is crazy at the end of the day, but he knows what the fuck he's talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a smart nigga. they both smart, bro. They just got, they just got.
Academics is like a smart dumb nigga.
Yeah.
That's what he is. That's why I get frustrated with the.
He's one of them niggas that's like more so book and not street smart.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just one of those cases.
He gonna get his ass whooped one day. I really feel about it. I just really feel something's gonna happen. You remember when Charlamagne nearly got jumped when he was walking to the radio station for Breakfast Club?
Yeah.
That's what's gonna happen to Academics. He's gonna be sitting there on Everyday Struggle with a black eye.
Vic Benson's already put the word out that,
he's a bitch.
At one point he was ready to put hands in his world. So
that leads me to another question. I think I asked you this the other day when we were watching Everyday Struggle. I asked you, who's more annoying? Because you said you hate Academics. Okay, who's more annoying, Skip Bayless or Academics? And you got silent. And you
I had to think about it for a couple days. Only because,
couple days though.
I honestly had to think about it for a couple days, only because I understand Skip's character. What irritates me about Skip is that I always remember San Jose Mercury Skip. You know what I'm saying? The writer was always that what didn't have the bias. Mm-hmm. So then when I see him on TV now, it's like, come on, man. You know this ain't you. But it's to drive up the ratings, and like we were talking about earlier, you gotta give credit where credit's due. Skip his influence has led to how we decipher information as far as sports go to this day. Like
how we digest our sports.
Exactly. Like it's in a form of debate now. Like it's gone through.
All that's because of that boy.
Yeah, it's all through all sports, even to the point where everyday struggle now is they're starting to lead a trend where now we talk about topics and entertainment.
I thought that idea was genius.
Oh, easily.
I seen that. I was like, basically first take like hip hop related.
Right.
Oh, this is genius.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it was genius. It was absolutely genius. Oh yeah. You know.
And then speaking of K Michelle, so
you didn't answer the question.
I'm sorry. Yeah, after taking some time and realized I still got to rock with academics. Like it's
academics. So why just
like I said, when I broke it down, and after Rossi had gave his segue earlier, where it was like, he's still in mode, but this is how we've gotten to this point. It's like, yeah, you're actually right. Like, you can't be that upset or get so caught up with the act when it's actually a trend-setting act, and not necessarily a trend-setting act, but a game-changing act. Like, this is now how we operate as far as being consumers and how we consume information.
And even with that, like I peeped, like just slight side note, I just peeped like within that culture of like debate and stuff like that. I really realized that whole first take, like formula or whatever, is like damn near like wrestling. They got roles.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like how they always make sure that they have Skip, like they have a cowboy lover,
right,
and they have a cowboy hater,
right,
yeah,
and then you can see, and then it's like by you kind of knowing even like something like, because cowboys just drive their ratings up, and I'm not saying that biased.
No, it is what it is, right?
But like if you see like when Skip left, you know what I'm saying? So then they
brought Max in.
They brought Max in, you know what I'm saying? And then so like they're both, you know what I'm saying, like New York or whatever,
right,
like fans, but then what you get, Skip, I mean, not Skip, but Stephen A, he be liking, he like everybody. He liked the Eagles one day, he liked the Steelers one day and all that. But anyway, none of them like the Cowboys, so they bring in Will McCain. They bring in a cowboy lover or apologist, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that or whatever.
So we could go in, but it's not the same without
Skip
and Steve.
Nah.
One day they got to do like a reunion show or some shit. Like Fox Sports has to like make a deal with ESPN just for one day only.
Something.
I mean,
Carrie Champion, bring her,
Shannon.
Oh yeah.
Let her moderate.
Easily. But for sure.
Oh yeah, and also one more note on academics. Yeah, if y'all watch the Erykah Badu episode, Erykah Badu is an ultimate troll.
I love her.
So she was sitting there, and she was doing this like an interview and shit like that, and she looked at academics because how she's into horoscopes and the universe and shit like that. She was like, you remind me of somebody, and she was like, oh, you remind me of Thomas. Right? So she was saying Thomas, so she kept going throughout the whole interview. She kept saying, you look like a Thomas throughout the whole, and then she started humming a song. She just kind of started saying it over and over, and I was like, she's going somewhere with this.
Oh yeah, she know what the fuck.
Oh
yeah. The academics all getting hyped up, like it's like okay, like he's thinking this is some dope shit, like she's trying to spit game to him, and then in the end she was like, oh, I got it. You remind me of Thomas. You look like Jerry. The mouse, and then she, Tom and Jerry, and then she started singing the song again. It's like, and he was like, he kind of played with the joke, but you could tell he felt a type of way.
Yeah,
like, niggas be roasting his ass.
I can always appreciate a well-timed,
well-executed
troll.
She because she was dedicated. She was there for like an hour.
So that's the thing about trolling. When it comes to that, it's like you can always separate the amateurs from like those who could be professional trolls.
Yes,
because amateurs will try to get you right away. It's like you're not gonna work. You gotta build up to the climax. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like good sex.
Yeah. Come on now.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you just can't troll and just come out like 5 minutes or less. You know what I'm saying? You gotta weave into it, and just when you feel like your victim.
Yeah, you got to warm the car up a little bit.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Man, she got it. Man, he looked so defeated too.
Oh yeah,
she said that
he looked worn the hell out.
But yeah, K Michelle, you about to say?
Yeah, K Michelle was on for Friday's episode, and
usually I don't watch Friday episodes. That's what Joe ain't on.
Well, Joe made an appearance. He came from back up on stage, and he copped a squat. Next thing you know, he had a chair on set, and he was down for it. and pretty much came to show, as always, wears her heart in her sleeve. She was no holds barred. She played a
country album supposedly.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard about it. She talked with Atlantic. Said this is the direction she wanted to go for this next album, which was a country album.
EP actually.
Like actual country.
Yes.
Yeah. She wanted to dive into it. They gave the green light. She brings the project back, and they're like, "Okay, we don't know what we're gonna do with this." And she's like, "We just had this conversation 3 or 4 months ago. Like, the music's done. What do you want to do with it?" And they pretty much put it on the shelf.
Damn.
And so,
and not only that, she goes into detail about what happened with her and Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
And how Nicki Minaj tried to blackball her.
So I don't know if you remember that whole Meek Mill situation.
Yeah, I want to say I'd heard about that story. But
yeah, she said she went on Instagram, she went on Twitter and said she was really subliminal, saying I had this album. I forgot what the album was called, but she was like, yeah, it featured. The only reason why it didn't make it into the album or what happened was because of the rapper's boyfriend. She thought I was fucking his boyfriend. She thought I was fucking her boyfriend, and I always praised her all the damn time. And then she won Everyday Struggle and said, yeah, it was Nicki. And this kind of just. You Nicki fans are listening to, even though I'm still a little bit hungover. I don't want to keep telling y'all I told you so. because Remy Ma said this shit, now K. Michelle saying this shit. Miley Cyrus kind of hinted at it. That was Nicki Minaj is low-key a fuckboy.
he's starting to become Barb's Public Enemy #1 on Twitter.
Because I'm telling the truth.
I mean, the evidence was definitely starting.
Right.
After Roman Reloaded, yeah.
People keep mentioning that,
she's insecure,
right?
Doing some some blackballing behind the scenes.
Yeah. So she pretty much broke everything down in that, and
it's a good episode.
Definitely was a good episode. Definitely an episode for people who still feel the need to sign with these majors. It's another episode to pay attention to just let you know that it's not all glitz and glamour.
Hell yeah.
There's a business side to it, and it's the ugly, harsh realities of the industry.
Stay independent, people.
Yeah.
As long as you can.
Right. I mean, since we got you here, with your affiliation with HBK, has there been a situation where you kind of felt the pressure beforehand to go and seek out a major, or was it kind of a situation where it was like?
We've had a number of like majors like come to us in terms of like trying to do like label deals or like album deals in terms of like just like us as a whole and stuff like that, but nothing ever like fully materialized and stuff like that or whatever. So I wouldn't necessarily say pressured, because we had a lot of leverage, what I'm saying, to where we couldn't necessarily basically get fucked,
right?
Yeah. So there was no like so that's in terms of like the pressure. So we didn't feel pressure. No, it just never materialized in that aspect.
Okay.
That's why most of us, what I'm saying, are still independent.
Gotcha.
Yeah. When I see the logo, when I like Sue's album, it still says HBK Gang. Like it's only like everything HBK. So
yeah,
I always give Sue a lot of credit for just keeping the name going and keeping like still selling out shows with his name alone.
Oh
so.
yeah,
right.
Sue was a real nigga, bro. Like what I'm saying, like he's a better person than he is an artist. At the end of the day,
most definitely. So, but to stay on the topic with Nicki, you see the cover?
With the 3?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah, boy. Hell yeah, I've seen that.
See, the testosterone and the hormones in me was like, yeah. And then when I was able to process everything, I was like,
she don't need to be doing this.
Then it was another year, but it was the year. Yeah, Busby and I were right. Her music and everything's not going up as planned, so now she's got to resort to
going nude. Sex tape is next.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, I feel y'all, bro, but you know what I'm saying? And I respect the fact that you was able to get past the testosterone and the hormones aspect. I didn't. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
I respect that.
I seen that picture, I said, oh boy. Hey, I see what page we on today.
Hey. See, that's what I was gonna bring up was past that for sure. That's like one of them ones you bring home, put in the nice little plastic wrapper, and you pull it out like once every month just to go over.
You feel me?
But as far as the music goes, I thought it was counterproductive and contradictory from this instance. I don't know if you remember, what was it, last month?
Nicki says this shit all the damn time.
Basically, what she was saying was she went on this rant where she was saying that, the reason why she's had to fight so hard for these last 3 singles or so is because she's a woman. She doesn't get the same respect within the industry. There's, sexism.
Right.
And one of the reasons why Cash Money eventually put the album on the shelf for now.
Because they sell it. No, the reason why it's on the shelf is because those 3 singles flopped.
Yeah, rather than going with the the reality that they just weren't good singles.
Right.
So then she becomes counterproductive with this shoot because now she goes full-fledged sex symbol, and it was like, well, how do you expect people to then try to treat you as an equal?
I'll tell you what she was trying to do.
You're selling yourself just as that pure sex object, but then you get pissed off when people don't take you serious outside of that sex object. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, it was just when the hormones kicked down and I was able to examine everything, I was like,
No, I know what she was trying to do. She's trying to out-hold Cardi. That's what she was trying to do.
Maybe that too.
Shit.
It could be that. That doesn't, that is not out of the realm of possibility. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? The thing is, though, is you also, shit, you gotta shoot when you know what I'm saying? Like, when you say, like, if the singles aren't necessarily moving the way that you would like, there has to be something. She is a huge brand. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So there has to be something to generate. She just has to generate some sort of, she has to maintain that interest.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So whatever, if it's a fire ass shoot, if it's you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever it is that she has to do, she has to keep that machine oiled.
Right.
Yeah.
In a sense.
Maybe I'm just all about the music. I can give a fuck about it. I know, I get it. Trust me, I get it. But I'm more just old school. I just want to hear the music.
For sure.
And lately, music's been trash.
Because regardless, what, you know what I'm saying? Regardless, Nicki Minaj is still, just in terms of just whatever, she's still one of the most talented, you know what I'm saying? Just in terms of just, you know what I'm saying? The girl can rap.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Straight up. So, oh shit, did I do something?
No. We recording this on Sunday.
No Monday for once.
Yeah, and so we was watching. First of all, to go on a little segue, we was going to record this a little earlier, but Red Zone was just too popping.
Yeah.
And we realized the show just would have been us yelling every 2 minutes.
And the conversation outside of that was more popping.
Yeah, so we was like, let's just hold off for a little bit. So what you just heard was me switching from Red Zone, getting ready for the Sunday night game and all the coverage.
The Survivor Series is on right now, but I'll watch that later.
Yeah, or we can even watch that. We open it. I guarantee if this goes on any longer, we're just going to go right to the Lakers game. But.
I know. I know that. I know Lakers over everything over here. I ain't going to say nothing about that. Anyway, so what else? Nicki's hella popular and...
there was a passing.
Lil Peep.
Yeah, I had never heard of Lil Peep.
Really?
I never heard of Lil Peep before this occurred. But he, unfortunately, he overdosed, and he...
On his tour bus.
Yeah, and they couldn't revive him, and he passed away at the young age of 21.
Thing is too, and I heard they thought he was asleep.
Yeah.
They thought he was asleep for hours, but he was dead in his fucking tour bus.
Yeah, this one,
so sad.
Mm-hmm.
This one actually kind of hit, even though I didn't know who he was beforehand. This one actually hit home for me. I actually had to take a few moments to myself. This is exactly how I lost my younger cousin. 2013, going into New Year's, we were celebrating my cousin's birthday, her older brother. Mm-hmm. And then there was 2 events going on. We were just having a hotel party. I had one going on, and then their cousins had another one going on. Just some stuff got introduced into one of the scenes, and she accidentally overdosed on lean. And she and it was one of those situations where she fell asleep. Everybody just thought she was drunk.
I honestly didn't even know. I don't even think I need to OD off lean, to be honest.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like the risks of it, but then at the same time it's like.
I thought it was more of kind of like a gradual,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
It was. So this one hit home. Where it's one of those things where it's like you hope from this type of situation that people do realize that this has more damaging effects than just turning up and wanting to be a part of the in crowd. Like, there's some damaging effects that come with.
What was even more sad about it is I guess he was kind of screaming for help because he was saying he was leaving little clips of it on Instagram and saying little stuff here and there and all types of stuff, and people were just saying like, if you got any issues, you should always just reach out to your friends, man. Kind of not hard, but yeah. So unfortunately, I never listened to his music because just by looking at him, he looks like one of them niggas that's just like into all that crap. And personally, it's not my preference, so I just gotta. And he kind of looked like Lil Pump, and I hate that Lil Pump album so much.
He does.
Gucci man, Gucci Gang, whatever.
Hey, Gucci Gang slap. I don't care what nobody say, man.
That
shit go crazy.
Gucci Gang slap.
Gucci Gang.
How did? So you had heard about Lil Peep beforehand, then?
Yeah.
Okay. How did you hear about him?
I just heard that he was. Well, honestly, like what did it was I heard that he was like unsure of his sexuality.
Okay.
Yeah, I've heard about that. Yeah.
So that was like the first thing I heard, and I was like, okay, there's an active rapper that is like, that is, I guess, like openly unsure.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So I was intrigued a bit. I still never really, I can't say that I heard his music and stuff like that, but I just wanted to see who he was.
Okay.
And stuff like that or whatever. And I absolutely, I love the way that he dressed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's basically all I really got. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
As far as how, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I just looked at him. I was just like, well, he definitely looks the part. Not to be, you know what I'm saying? Not in terms of his sexuality and all that stuff, but just, to be something, you know what I'm saying? Like he has the look, and I love fashion and shit.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, I really fuck with the way this nigga dressed, bro, on God. But it's unfortunate though, you know what I'm saying? I wish that, I wish he would have got the help that he sought.
Right.
And I hope he really did. He was just now getting into it and shit like that.
Yeah, he was starting to pick up steam. That much I did know.
Yeah. So rest in peace.
Rest in peace to him. Sirius XM, they just announced they about to drop another hip hop channel. This one's gonna be I'm actually really excited about this one. Rock the Bells Radio.
LL Cool J?
And so LL Cool J is gonna be one of the main hosts for that. It's gonna be dedicated obviously to, the core days of hip hop. Yeah.
Old heads like us, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Get the bag.
Yeah. So he's gonna be on there. I don't know if they named a few others at the time when we was going over the notes, but it's gonna be him. It's gonna be some other legends that's gonna be on there hosting. Obviously, the music's gonna be focused on the music from that era, and they're also gonna be highlighting interviews as well. Mm-hmm. So that'll be something to look forward to. Mm-hmm. The Forbes 30 for 30 or 30 under 30, I should say. Some covers and some intel came out about theirs. Kendrick covers the 30 under 30 as far as music goes.
What's up, man?
Something that I found not necessarily surprising, but I was actually pleasantly shocked with it was Aisha Curry. They gave her love for culinary.
That's so dope.
Mm-hmm. So it was one of those things where I looked at it and I was like, that's dope. Where it's
I love to hear, women having, like they own identities amongst they, like they superstar, or,
right?
Or whatever, like
exactly,
boyfriend, husband, like whatever. That's so dope that she, she got her own.
Right? Yeah, she's not just Steph Curry's wife.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's so dope. Get your own bag.
And she fine.
Oh yeah,
lucky ass nigga for that.
Yeah.
And then they like grew up together, right?
Yeah, they've been together since like they're like 15 years old.
Yeah, man. That's so she was with them through every time.
Yeah,
I love seeing that type of shit.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
That's dope.
Meek Mill. So they're
system fucked up, bro.
Yeah. The FBI is now launching a probe on his case after the information that of what could be true came out by his lawyer.
Yeah.
In terms of the judge that's overseeing the case. I don't know. Did you hear about it?
She told something about her having him shout her out or something like that.
Yeah. So basically, what it was he was claiming that years ago, like almost 10 years ago, she was trying to get some song was in the making, and she was trying to get a shout out or whatever.
She wanted him to do a remake of
and
the Ben record, which was weird.
Yeah, and he's like, all right, I'm not with it. And then about 2 or 3 years ago, she was trying to allegedly, thank you.
Yeah, we don't get in trouble.
She was trying to get him to leave Roc Nation, the management, to then go with somebody that she knew who was in the business and sign up with that management. And so they're saying this like, it's kind of funny how he's getting, all these charges brought up and, probation violations, and this is what's being taken place. So the FBI was like, cool, say no more. Let's check into it. And
he has a hearing.
Yeah, now all of a sudden his hearing is coming up a lot quicker. So we'll see how
he might be out soon. You never know.
Yeah.
I did predict that. I said he won't be in there for that long. So
right.
We see probably out by Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Or Black Friday.
And then as a result of that.
That quick? That's what's up.
Yeah.
Really that's if everything goes well.
Right.
And I think one thing that helps too, I was going to lead into was Jay-Z, he penned an open letter.
He's on the New York Times
about
the system and how it fucks us.
Oh, yeah.
Us.
2 years?
Folks.
Come on, bro.
Yeah.
2 to 4 years, bro.
I mean, you saw the documentary 13, right? On Netflix?
Yeah. I seen that. Pissed me off.
You said it's about 13?
13.
Yeah.
My roommate was just telling me to watch it.
Yeah, so what it goes through, the story, slavery's been over, yada, 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 get over it. What it boils down to is it takes up right at the end of slavery, and it just goes to show just...
how it was still in it.
Yeah, how they found other ulterior ways to still formulate it.
Oh, shit, I already knew that.
Yeah, and so this open letter was pretty much had the points made in that, and pretty much saying, probation's a joke. The probation is not to get you reacclimated within society. Probation is to get you caught up, so that way you just fall short, and now you're just back in the system. Mm-hmm. And again, I mean, nobody else could say that better than Jay. Mm-hmm. I mean, this is somebody that came up from his situation and turned it into, damn near $500 million
revenue.
Yeah,
shit. I mean, he has money coming from all over.
Right,
literally all over.
So, chances are we might have an update with that next week.
Yeah, we're gonna see.
Yeah, we definitely gonna see how that plays. Yeah. Yeah. Most def. Did you like the last 2 Dave Chappelle stand-ups?
Yep.
You probably gonna like the next one because Netflix just announced they what was it, the one? I think
New
the one.
Year's Eve.
Yeah, New Year's Eve. The one they shot out here, or they're gonna shoot out here. It's gonna be coming out on Netflix New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So he's gonna have another one pop up, and then we actually just got an update.
What?
Russell Simmons.
Yep, another one. The purge continues.
Purge.
I keep saying purge.
Yeah, so I said it last week. Busby got pissed off at me, but I was like...
No, I knocked on wood.
Yeah, and he made me knock on wood. But I had said it because I just put it out in the universe. I'm like, eventually it's going to come full circle. I had mentioned that, there's one thing that we can't find. That's black men haven't been being accused of this. But I knew it was only going to be a matter of time. When it was announced, so this model came out and said that when she was 17, he pretty much sexually harassed her.
No, assaulted her.
Assaulted her.
With Brett Ratner in the same room.
Yeah. And then she was saying that she was asking Brett for help, and he pretty much just...
looked at her and didn't help.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Russell Simmons, he already said, nah, it didn't happen, and, she was with her consent and shit, so... Yeah, now we got Russell Simmons.
Well, we'll definitely see how that one plays out.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's gonna start getting into rap next.
Oh yeah,
because it's gonna start getting into rap next.
I mean, it's already starting to, like I said a few episodes ago, it's gonna reach a point where it's gonna start touching on the topic of these horrible acts with kids. Mm-hmm. It's already starting to play towards that. They just haven't been fully in depth, but I'm fully expecting a still underage teenager or whatever to come out within a year's time saying this took place a few years ago, and then just to blow the whole thing off the list. So I mean, Rossi out here. Yeah, so for those who don't know, Rossi is a Cowboys fan, and the way that the Cowboys is set up tonight against the Eagles, he was already irritated. So we decided, well, hell, let's watch wrestling and
watch the SYRE series. And he just saw Carmella come out and moonwalk, and he's a Michael fan just like me, so he was kind of taken aback when he saw her moonwalk.
It was a very exceptional moonwalk.
Yeah, it was,
especially in those True Brute threes.
Yep.
I have a lot of as a sneaker guy that I am.
Yes,
yeah, Carmella always does that. She does that moonwalk a lot, and she does it really well.
Can you explain to the people just how much of a sneakerhead you are?
Well, if we're on a shoe topic, you must address me as Shupak Shakur.
Shupak Shakur. Yes.
It's
one of the greatest nicknames ever.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
How about Shukavelli?
Because he, that can, it doesn't necessarily, I don't know. I'm going to have to think about it.
That's if you want to,
I'm going to have to incorporate maybe like a shoe name that, what I'm saying, it has to seamlessly go with it.
Right.
There's two rhymes with shoe.
Right.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just a seamless nickname. So
True. True. I get you.
I had to find I'm going to think about that. But right now, I'm just Shupak, But yeah, shit. You know, I fuck with it. That's those are my. I don't really have many vices.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like when it comes down to shoes, that's just my thing. Like I'm into the culture of it. Like I definitely rock my shit. You know what I'm saying? I keep all my shoe boxes and I stack them all up. And you know what I'm saying? Shit. That's about it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, I've been doing it for a long time. You feel me? So it's just, I keep it going.
Most def. I think this is actually the perfect segue to, because we really don't like touching on politics too much, but this is the perfect segue to get into that and then go into sports. Last week I gave the benefit of the doubt to whole ass in charge.
Whole ass nigga in office.
Whatever.
That's what we call him. That's what I call him. I don't call him by his name. I call him as the whole ass nigga in office.
And I gave him his respect. He intervened with the situation with the UCLA, the UCLA students in the China situation. So I at least gave him that kind of respect. And to come to find out, it didn't take too long for me to be like, yeah, that should never even taken place. Because the kids got back, gave their press conference, apologized. And he went on Twitter and basically was saying, I bailed him out.
And I don't get a thank you.
I wonder if I'll get a thank you, when they would have done 10 years. So they asked LeVar Ball about that. And they were like, how do you feel about what Donald Trump said? LeVar was like, who?
I liked him for that. I'm like, yeah, that's my nigga right there.
Yeah.
That's why I'm a big baller.
Oh, big baller brand all day. Undefeated. Never lost.
I might join them now, too, after what happened this morning.
Yeah. And so then, out of nowhere, instead of being focused on shit he should be focused on, the whole ass motherfucking office decides he's just gonna go out LeVar on Twitter.
Said his name because LeVar didn't say his name, so he got mad and just went on Twitter and just said LeVar Ball didn't. What did he said some shit. He's like, yeah, I bailed his kids out of jail. And he's just saying it like it's normal. I should have left his kids in jail.
Right.
He said this on Twitter. At first, I was gonna get upset, but then I was like, this is what I tell myself every day. I'm not gonna get upset because this is who the fuck he is.
Yeah.
So there's no point of everyone wasting their fucking breath trying to get upset with him. And plus, he went after LeVar Ball because he feels he's not so powerful. Because he always goes after weaker black people and women because he knows he can, but he didn't go after LeBron James when he called him a bum. Mm-hmm. He didn't go after Eminem when he called him a bitch.
Hello.
He didn't go after, who else did he go after? He didn't go after a few other people. He always stayed silent because he knows they're more powerful than him when it comes to influence.
Right.
And LeVar Ball, he's getting up there, so he's probably never heard of him himself, probably. So that's why he feels he can talk shit to him. But LeVar Ball, as we all know, like JC always talks,
man, LeVar got that juice.
Nigga.
Yeah.
He's that juice. And what you did was that you said his name. Now you made the whole world know about the triple Bs. So I might just go buy some damn shoes my damn self.
I mean, see, here's the thing. Myself and Rossi, as Laker fans, we already got an invested interest within triple Bs.
Hello.
You know what I'm saying? So for us, we was laughing at this situation because we this puts everybody else who's anti-triple B in a bad light because it's like now you in a situation where
now you got to choose.
Yeah, you got to choose, and you better choose wisely.
Like Michelle Beadle had to choose her side. Like she was always outspoken about LeVar Ball, and now that whole ass nigga fucking talk shit about him. She was like, okay, I guess I'm a LeVar Ball fan now.
Yeah, she went on Twitter. She put a picture up of a pig flying.
Yeah, I never thought I'd see it.
So, but
that's Snoop Dogg's cousin, by the way.
Yeah,
Sasha Banks, Snoop Dogg. The one that's walking out right now, Sasha Banks, that's Snoop's cousin.
You learn something new every damn day, I guess. I was serious as fuck, y'all.
I know. I just wanted to say that. And that's The Rock's cousin.
Yeah, they're just like the whole next
coming out.
Yeah, the whole next set of generations just popping out. To stay on,
I don't feel old.
I know, right? But to stay on college real quick, so UCLA and USC, obviously that's a big rivalry.
Yeah, it happened the same day that we were at Hennypalooza.
Yeah, that was the only thing I was disappointed about yesterday was I didn't get to watch it, but it was whatever. USC held serve, beat UCLA 22-17. As a result of that, UCLA head coach Jim Moore got fired. He was already on the chopping block coming into the season anyways. They ain't been doing good, so they just cut him loose.
Hey, you might coach the Niners next year. How about that?
Yeah. All three of us are pedestrians, so we know all too well about Stanford versus Cal in that rivalry. Yeah. Stanford pulled it out 17-14. So they got another one to add to the notch. And then you know, as me and Rossi was saying earlier, we big fans of the Miami Hurricanes. That's how it goes.
Actually, if you guys ever seen the 30 for 30 for the y'all should watch.
Oh, you gotta watch both.
Both.
You gotta watch both.
Both of them. Whatever you get a chance, if it's on your ESPN app or Netflix, if you can find it, that 30 for 30 is
game
really
changers.
Awesome.
Really game changers.
Awesome.
You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, Sean Taylor.
Yes, rest in peace for sure. Miami was actually, so they played Virginia. They was down 28-14. I think it was either the second quarter or the third quarter. And then just when things was looking bad, they was like, all right, hand over the turnover chain. And then they ended up scoring the last 30 points of the game and won 44-28.
Hello.
And that was that. So
turnover chain.
Hey, man, look, man, I was telling Busby last week, that turnover chain got to win Heisman. Like it's got to be a candidate for the Heisman, man.
Oh God,
dude. When there's something about seeing that chain and just seeing how the defense responds to that, like it's unbelievable. Like now it's starting to lose a little bit of luster because now you got Oregon coming out. They trying to capitalize and do their own chain. It's like, look, man, y'all got Nike. Right. You get new jerseys.
Y'all get new jerseys every day.
Yeah, like Lavar would say, stay in your lane.
Y'all wear a new jersey per quarter.
Yeah,
y'all wanna, you know what I'm saying?
Let the U rock that chain like that. That's where we got to keep it. Now, as we stated earlier, Rossi's allegiance to the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
We bring that up because it's the next chapter in this epic saga
Jerry Jones versus the world.
Yeah. How are you feeling about this?
This about Jerry Jones? Like,
yeah. Because the news came. Obviously, you know.
Yeah.
For the listeners out there, he's pretty much gone rogue at this point. In his fight against Roger Goodell, and basically what the fight.
It's not his first rodeo.
Yeah. No. Oh yeah. And basically what it goes back to is that his understanding when he spoke to Roger Goodell about the Ezekiel Elliott situation was he left that conversation with this mind frame that Zeke wasn't going to be suspended. And not only did he leave with that mind frame, he went back to the organization, and of course, you know, it's family run. He went back and told everybody in the family, like, yeah, he's not getting suspended. Let's go about our business. So when the shit took place, you know, he's looking at like, well, don't you got an extension coming up? Because I don't know how I feel about that now.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, you know, Jerry has a wide influence over several owners. Dan Snyder of the Redskins being one of them.
Yeah.
So now he's pretty much at a situation where, you know, these stories about Roger Goodell's demands for his next contract, like everything's just coming out. And at this point, the owners are like, look, man, we tired of the bullshit. Like, you're making everybody look bad at this point. And what made me laugh was Jerry was at one point, he's like, you know, well, I speak for all the owners. And all the owners was like, no, the fuck you don't.
Yeah. They're putting Jerry in line. Because didn't something come out with Jerry Jones saying that he was like some little racist shit he said?
Well,
right when he started talking shit
did you think it was racist? Because I
honestly didn't
yeah.
take it as
I didn't
racist.
watch it, so I'm just trying to get it from what y'all
It was just some drunk white dude, you feel me? Just like, hey, you know what I'm saying? He was a little sister tonight.
Yeah.
You feel me? That's how I took it. It would, I didn't. That's not to say that he probably ain't racist. I mean, that's not to say that he's not racist.
Right.
You feel me? But in terms of that particular
moment. It was kind of like, it was funny how it just randomly came out right after he started talking shit about
it. Trying to put the paper trail on, you know what I'm saying?
It was almost like the machine reminding him, like, who's in control.
Right. Yeah.
See, the thing is, and it's like, you know, they trying to band together to take, you know what I'm saying, to take out the throne. At the end of the day, if I'm not mistaken, I think Jerry Jones is the only, and the Dallas Cowboys, I think they're the only team. I want to say that, but don't quote me, even though I'm being quoted. I want to say that he's the only like owner that does not have to share his revenue from his
I think so.
From his merchandise.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Like he's like every other owner, if I'm not mistaken, that shares, but except, you know,
really?
The exception to him.
Like as far as everything that
and I want to say that may have started like when he won his Nike lawsuit in the 90s.
Yeah. It's either from that or you would probably know this better than me following them as long as you follow them, the situation with Pepsi back in the 90s. Because he was trying to get Pepsi to be the sponsor when at the time Coca-Cola was the sponsor of the NFL. And they went through all this litigation, and he basically threw his weight around, and then that's how Pepsi ended up becoming a sponsor of the NFL. Mm-hmm. It's from that situation.
One of them. But either way, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit, Jerry, there's a reason why, you feel me? Like, he's as powerful as he is. So it's like all those, the help owners can try to get together all they want to try to take Bro out. But I don't know. I don't think that's gonna happen.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much.
It's like it's only a couple of big dogs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you feel me? Of course, you got Jerry.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. You got Mr. Kraft.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got the Rooneys.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. You got
the Yorks. You got Yorks and shit.
That's not a big dog.
Not true.
That's not a big dog.
They were at one point, but it was Eddie.
What you call it? That's he was a big dog. But and Bruh from the Giants, Mora. Is this Mara?
I think so. Yeah, I forgot his name.
I can't think of his name or something like that. But it's like Mara, something like that.
Right. Mm-hmm. It's the big dog. The big dogs is the ones where they using the NFL money. They recruit back. That's like their sporting money. Mm-hmm. Like that's not their main revenue stream. Whereas Jerry's, even though it's his main revenue stream, it's a hell of a revenue stream. Like, because at this point, the Cowboys ain't just an NFL team; that's a brand, right? Mm-hmm. Like, there's only a select few sports organizations,
most, lucrative one in
the
world.
Oh yeah, when we talking about that brand, like we're not just talking about the NFL. Like that brand competes with the Lakers, competes with the Yankees,
competes with soccer teams.
Yeah,
I can't even think of that.
Right, like that's across the board with sports. Man, just all this to keep one player out the NFL.
Really,
I think that's what it's like. When
this to keep Kaepernick out that shit.
Like when we could just go back and look at this all, like it was just
to keep one player out the NFL, to keep
players in line,
to try to that, and then and then the shit with Zeke also. You know what I'm
right?
Saying? Like if you really dive into that investigation, you would see that they had already had it on their minds that okay, we're going to suspend this person.
Yeah.
No matter what,
we have a golden opportunity to suspend this person. Then when you do that, they work backwards.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And, of course, like when you do that, it's like telling a lie. And it's like when you tell a lie, then you got to tell another lie. And you got to tell another lie. And there were so many mishaps within that investigation.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And then we can spare the details of that. But
yeah, the investigators told Goodell you don't need to suspend him. Like
right.
He's good.
It was one lady.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The only person that examine, you know what I'm saying, that talked to the accuser and talked to her 6 times. You know what I'm saying? And she recommended no suspension.
Right. And she still wanted to do it. And he still wanted to do it. So that's why this whole shit.
When they had the meeting to be like, okay, this is the decision that we're going to make to suspend him. Mm-hmm. The only person that even talked to this accuser was not included.
Right.
In the, you know what I'm saying, like in the final meeting. So why was she held out?
So what do they have against that little nigga? What do they have against?
It's basically. Well, go ahead.
So basically, what they're trying to do is rectify the black eye that was put on them from Ray Rice.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because they fumbled the ball on that. They fumbled the ball with, you know what I'm saying, with Josh Brown. Yeah. Just domestic violence as in a whole. Kicker. And they haven't had the chance to implement their domestic violence, their new, you know what I'm saying, domestic violence policy. Yeah. So here they have Ezekiel Elliott.
Second year.
Rookie of the year, Cowboys, blah, 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 blah. And he's accused of this. So they looked at that. It wasn't even necessarily a Zeke thing. It was just a way for, you know what I'm saying?
Make an example.
An example. Like, okay, so we have this, you know what
I'm saying? And they were so headstrong on suspending him no matter what. And they can't even come up with a reason why.
Right.
Man. Damn, Roger. Go home, Roger. And now he wants to get his contract extension. Who would have thought these owners would have been more of a distraction?
They just find ways to double down on their incompetence at the end of the day.
Basically.
Goofy niggas.
Basically. Yeah. To stick with the NFL, Jameis Winston this was accused of sexual assault by an Uber driver, which he denied. I think he said it was. He's not only to say it wasn't him, it was somebody in the entourage, or I don't know how it got explained. Basically, he was saying it wasn't him, and then Eagles defensive back Darby, he came out early. It was either late last night or early this morning. He came out and he goes, "I was with him. That didn't take place."
Yeah.
So this is one that again we're going to
like the second woman to come out.
Yeah, because he had the situation when he was at Florida State, along with the crab leg situation. or the lobster, whatever the hell whatever he walked out with that was supposed to be the team discount, but they played it off to avoid the NCAA infractions. So that took place. That we're going to see how that plays out for sure. Seahawks, man. I know you
fuck them.
I understand that.
Yeah, right. Well, Cam Chancellor, did you hear about it?
He out for the season, right?
Yeah, he had a neck injury that he sustained last week, and they did some further evaluations. They were like, "No, we gotta wrap you up for the rest of the year." So he's shut down. So that kind of leaves. I don't know where that's going to leave the Seahawks. They're going to be fighting for another wild card spot. If not, they're pretty much dropping out.
It's the Rams. It's the Rams here in the division. So
yeah, go figure.
Whole ass niggas.
Yeah. As we stated earlier, we was kicking back watching Week 11. We was watching Red Zone all day. To our surprise, the Giants beat out the Chiefs.
Yeah, that was crazy. I couldn't believe that shit.
Was not expecting that at all.
Yep.
Redskins went in and it seemed like they had the Saints by the chokehold. Then the Saints was like, "Yeah, hold up.
We don't remind you who the fuck we are."
Right. We're gonna take this go over. Your Niners had a bye, so
yeah. So I'm not pissed off.
Yeah.
Still fucked you, York.
I was gonna watch. I was gonna put the game on the Raiders Patriots game. But after the first quarter, I was like, we could put this back on Red Zone, and we could see it when it goes back. And
we kept seeing it when it went back.
Yeah, man. Before I knew it, it was 30-0 Patriots, and I was like, ooh, that's
no playoffs this year for y'all.
I hope it's strong, but at this point, I don't know.
It's looking really spooky for y'all right now.
I don't know what's going on, but we'll see. I think the most interesting and intriguing game this week, besides the game that's about to start, was the Chargers versus the Bills, because the Bills head coach decided to sit Tyrod Taylor for what was his name, Preston, the quarterback, for the rookie quarterback.
Yeah, he only had 4 interceptions the whole season, right?
Yeah, Tyrod Taylor came into but when they benched him, he only had 4 interceptions on the season. I think he had 15 touchdowns to go along with it. Like it's confusing because the team was 5-4 coming into today,
and they're still in the playoff hunt.
Yeah, they're still in the playoff hunt. So it's like, and then you compare it with other quarterbacks who have been benched so far this year, and it's like you got Simeon, who's like I think 2-3 or something like that, and then there's another quarterback who's 1-6 or 0-6, and then you got Brock Osweiler, who's been bounced around the NFL all year. So it didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But anyway, so they put Preston in the game, and as we mentioned earlier, Tyrod Taylor only had 4 interceptions coming into this game. Preston threw for 5 interceptions the entire first half.
In the first half, that was the universe talking.
Yeah.
That was the universe talking, saying, yeah, God don't like ugly.
No.
So we're going to show you how ugly you can be in the first half. 5 interceptions. And, he was just sitting there like, oh, y'all need me, huh?
Yeah, eventually they put him back into the game, and the 3 of us were like, yo, if I'm Tyrod, I'm just sitting on the bench like, look, y'all do you.
But he was classy about it. He wasn't petty.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of the things, though, that's what separates, everybody from professionals.
Yeah.
I guess they're not just football players. They're professional football players. It's not just that title that doesn't come on the field. It's how you carry yourself off the field as well. I mean, he's a professional about it. He went in and threw a touchdown and held up his own. I hope he gets back in that starting lineup next week.
Oh, he probably will. After that, yeah, he's probably right back in there.
I really hope
5 interceptions in the first half, and
right.
he only had 4 of the whole season so far.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. That's why the Bills are the Bills, man.
Yeah.
That's why they went to how many Super Bowls and lost
4 straight and lost 4 in a row.
Yep. Oh, Oscar about to whoop that ass right now.
It's a good ass match.
Oh yeah. Oh, no one's ready for Oscar.
Now to get on the NBA, I know you, Rossi, you as sick as I am seeing the Celtics.
Oh God, especially with Kyrie there.
It hurts my soul, man.
Yeah, that nigga balling.
Kyrie is baby Mamba, man. Like he is.
He even like if you listen to his interviews, he even has like similar mannerisms,
yes.
like the way that he talks.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Like very matter of factly and shit like that.
So crazy.
Like we love Kyrie, and just to see him in green,
green, it hurts.
It pains. And then what made it worse was because I mean, even when he went to the Celtics and he was getting the backlash, I still stood up for him. I was like, look, man, he's betting on himself. How do you root against somebody that's going to bet on themselves?
Yeah.
I don't get that. And first 2 games, first one, Gordon Hayward goes out. with the season-ending injury. Second game was, I think, the second of a back-to-back, so they weren't coming in fully charged on that. Since then, they haven't lost.
Mm-hmm. They have not lost.
And what's interesting about it is it's not only have they not lost, they're winning on defense. Yep. Like their defense is, they actually showed a stat of all the big names that have had consistently top-notch offensive performances this year. Mm-hmm. And every time they go against the Celtics, you're looking at an average of like 26% shooting from each person. Like they're that cerebral on defense. There's been some pettiness. Kyrie was saying, with Coach Brad Stevens, it's good to have a coach that, basically can coach the defense. Stresses that, which kind of lay some shade towards Tyronn Lue in Cleveland. Mm-hmm. LeBron then ended up coming back and was like, yeah, with Isaiah Thomas, I feel good when he comes back. I haven't had a point guard who's, into setting I haven't played with a point guard that's into setting everybody up and getting everything moving as far as offense goes for a while. So they still throwing darts at each other. But one thing I could not take pride in, but just give a quick head nod, like respect, was everybody was expecting me to go after Warriors fans after the Celtics beat them. Mm-hmm.
Well, you're watching Justice League.
Well, we were watching Justice League, and I got the update, and you was like, oh, you got too petty. And I was like, no, I
because you hate both of them.
I can't. This is the thing. I don't like the Warriors because of that fan base. Can't stand that. And it's so hard growing up in the Bay Area, a Lakers fan. Like, it was hard. When it comes to the Celtics.
It was, but it wasn't.
Right. It was, but it wasn't. Because you just said, this was back when the world made sense, and the Warriors were the bottom feeders. You only had to deal with it for so long before they got reminded to shut the fuck up. Mm-hmm. When it comes to the Celtics, it's more of a respectful hate. Because when we obviously going up against the Celtics, whoever won that was winning the title.
Yeah.
So it was more so, all right, got you, what have you. So when the Celtics won, I was like, oh, cool. But I wasn't going to celebrate a Celtics win. Like, that's just something I don't do. Nope. But I will say I had a tamed level of pettiness.
How do y'all both lose?
Yeah.
Yeah. Y'all both die.
I had a tame level of pettiness because I took a picture of Kyrie in that doo-doo white and green, and he has this big-ass smile on his face. And I put in quotations, the enemy of my enemies is my friend.
And I looked at that, I was like, but that's still, it's like, nigga, you still.
I said I was not celebrating their victory. Let's get that clear right now. I just made a general statement. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. And by doing that, I gave a few Celtics the shout out, like, quick head nod, like,
I see you, nigga.
All right, for sure, I see you. Good looks. You know what I'm saying? Hold down the fort. But in saying that, LeBron's over in Cleveland and they creeping back.
Yeah, of course.
They've actually been like a 4 or 5 game win streak right now.
That's why I told everybody about LeBron when they were losing all those games. I was just like, it's early.
They gonna piece it together.
They're gonna piece it together. It's LeBron. LeBron motherfucking James. And Kyrie is just showing everyone who the fuck he is. So it's gonna be interesting in May and June.
Right.
So
as far as Lakers go, I don't think we anticipated Lonzo taking this long to develop. But I mean, we knew he was going to develop. It's going to take a little bit longer. But
just first year
in his first 20 games.
Exactly. I mean, I'm far from giving up on him. It's just more. I'm at a point where it's like, all right, let's more so focus on Ingram's development. You know what I'm saying?
That's all I've been really.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like.
And also, what else happened? So I guess we watched the game when that fight happened right before we left, and everyone got on Lonzo for not defending his team.
Yeah. Well, see, because the Suns been kind of scrappy the last few games, and when we played in Phoenix last week, he was getting scrappy with some of the guys, and so then
Devin Booker was
so I think it was Eunice or Eulis, however you pronounce his last name. KCP hit a shot, and then he wouldn't get out of his way. They called a timeout, and then it just led to some, wasn't no fight. It was just pushing.
For sure. And the thing, I look at that too. Like, I understand why people was like, you didn't jump in with your team.
He literally just walked away. He saw them. He like, that shit. Them niggas.
But it's like at the same time, though, it's like, and I'm not necessarily saying that because I grew up playing sports and stuff like that. So,
right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, if there's a scuffle, I'm in it. Like, period.
Right.
But at the same time, I can understand why. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, like niggas would be like, niggas ain't gonna fight any damn way. You know what I'm saying? They going somewhere.
Right.
That ain't me. You feel me? But I can understand that way of thinking.
Yeah, that was my thing initially. Because initially when I saw it, I was like, oh, man, come on, man. Well, actually, the first thing I saw it, I was like, I don't think he even saw it. I think he was just already walking to the bench.
Yeah.
They played the replay, and I saw it yesterday. I was like, that's...
He saw it.
Yeah,
I mean, I think he didn't see like the biggest little shove of it.
Right. For me, it was like, you're the point guard, and we're prepping you to be the leader. It's like you said, at least just kind of, you ain't even got to scrap. Just at least go in and just grab a teammate and then pull him back. But once that came out of play, and then the report came out that some of the Lakers OGs, kind of pulled him to the side, just kind of let him know about the situation. Didn't need to have like a big team meeting about it.
Oh, I didn't know about that. What happened?
It just Bleach Report just gave a report just saying that some of the vets pulled him to the side, just talked about the situation. Wasn't no argument, wasn't no nothing. Just just give him some free game. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just basically doing what basically Corey Brewer was brought in to do. Just give some minutes, but be a veteran.
Yeah.
So they just gave him some game. I mean, like I said, there's no way I'm gonna give up on Lonzo.
It's still
for at least
that shit is all in his head right now.
Yeah.
Because it's like he's a way better shooter than what he's displaying, and shit like that or whatever. So because I see a lot of people talking about like, well, he has to adjust his shot, blah blah. This nigga was an effective not free throw. He was okay, so free throw shooter in college, but he was a very exceptional 3-point shooter in college.
Right.
He wasn't, and of course, the 3-point line is closer. One could argue that, but if you actually watch where he shot them from, they were from NBA range.
Oh yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? The nigga can shoot the ball, bro. It's just all even his free throw shooting right now is a fucking atrocious. Like it's all
yeah.
But talking about BI, you know what I'm saying? Like that nigga's night and day. A different he was shying away from contact last year. You know what I'm saying? Like he wasn't going to the rim. Like this nigga is getting to the cup damn near every every time he get his hands on the ball. You know what I'm saying? And using his length. Like, he wasn't necessarily doing that his rookie year.
Right.
And, you know what I'm saying? A couple of little, listen to Magic. You know what I'm saying? A couple of little tinkers in his game and shit like that or whatever. Now, once he starts becoming more and more effective from the 3-point range, you know what I'm saying? Like, then that's going to open it up even more for him to go to the cup.
Right.
Shit like that, because they're going to have to respect that.
Right.
You feel me? Like, I mean, his jump shot ain't broke, but you know what I'm saying? But I don't know.
Right.
It's gonna come.
One thing that pisses me off about Ingram, and it's when I say this, it ain't got nothing to do with him. It's his size, and it's not when I say this, it's not about him. It's his size that influences the refs. Because he be going to that cup all the time, and I swear to you, he'll go 10 times and he probably get 2 calls.
Yeah.
Like, that's just the one thing that irritates the hell out of me.
Trying to rook my nigga, bro.
Yeah, like, come on, man. Like legit, he up in there getting bruised.
Yeah, bro, you a little nigga. Y'all like, you know what I'm saying? We weigh the same shit.
Yeah.
I like hearing this because y'all are very optimistic about the following years. I'm a Niner fan, so I'm still have not let that go about what happened with Harbaugh. So
yeah, that was stupid.
Yeah. So fuck Jed York. I just had to put that in there. Y'all talking basketball. I just had to say that.
Well, shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we just got rid of Mitch.
Yeah,
you know
I mean,
and Jim. Well, I really didn't have too many issues with Mitch. It was more so Jim.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I mean, Mitch signed fucking Mozgov and fucking Dang to that goofy ass shit. So,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Which is the reason why we had to let go of D'Angelo and shit like that to begin with.
Right.
Yeah. So. Fuck Jed York.
Yeah. And Jim Buff.
And Jim Buff. Even in the bye week, it's still.
I'm enjoying, you know what I'm saying, y'all demise right now. Hey, we watching Survivor Series. Hey, shout out to my nigga Undertaker, bro. It's the greatest wrestler of all time. Fuck anybody gotta say.
Yeah, I get you.
Any rumor that Bill's supposed to be coming back?
Yeah, they're probably trying to wish that nigga to come back, man.
Undertaker? Hey, boy, I ain't gonna lie, bro.
That nigga old as fuck, man.
Stay your ass where you at, boy.
Did you watch WrestleMania? The last one?
The one he lost?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well, not the first one, the most recent one, the one that took place last year.
This year's.
I thought you were talking about the one where he lost. Nah.
Yeah, I watched that.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it.
I'm gonna tell you like this: that match was horrible. You could tell the age.
Oh, you talking about with Undertaker?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's what.
Yeah. His age was showing. Like,
for sure.
He couldn't pick Roman Reigns up for nothing. It was just
Reigns
like
couldn't pick him up.
Right. It was just
trash.
It was just big bodies just bounce back where you like, you know what? Right up to the sunset, Taker.
Man, bro, I used to really,
love
I was such a hell yeah, like the Attitude Era.
Yeah, no.
Oh my! I know everybody talk about. I know that's.
I know, because I'm a die-hard wrestling fan. I've watched this since like the early '90s, so it's kind of like I just seen it how it evolved, and I can completely understand why y'all stopped watching over a time period because it just got stupid. So it's like
it got real cheesy. What was the era called after Attitude?
It was Ruthless Aggression. The one with Cena, when Cena came into play?
Oh my God. Like, that shit was weak as fuck.
Yeah.
And then Undertaker went American Badass.
That was still the Attitude Era. And when he cut his hair and shit.
Once he went American Badass and shit, that's when I started to, I'm like, oh, bro, this ain't the dead man, bro. I don't know who the fuck this is. This nigga got this power bomb as a motherfucking,
That's a tombstone.
This nigga stopped tombstoning this shit. Oh, nah, nigga, I'm out, bro.
Yeah. Oh, you would've whooped somebody's ass if you found out how they did Kane a few years ago.
How they doing?
They took a mask off.
Dog, they took the
mask. I heard about it.
He was corporate.
You know he's actually.
He was in a corporate game.
He was in a shirt and tie.
Yeah. You know he's running for mayor.
Like the real Kane? He's running.
Yeah, Glenn Jacobs. That's his name. He's running for mayor of someplace. He's an independent.
I hope he wins.
Oh yeah, well shit. Oh yeah, hey, you know.
Yeah, when you see, it's so weird looking at it because he's like a normal ass guy.
Yeah.
And he has like a website. He's hella independent and in politics and shit.
But no, his gimmick was he was a part of Triple H's Stephanie.
The
Authority, and he was.
And look at Stephanie.
He was corporate Kane.
Yeah. Stephanie's just fucking like older woman.
When I saw corporate Kane, that's when I was like, nah, I'm good. There's nothing more. There's nothing left for me to watch.
I've never fucking heard of corporate Kane until now.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I stopped watching this shit.
There was nothing left for me to watch.
I would have been, because if I would have kept watching it until that moment, that would have been the.
No, there was a lot of moments where you could have just stopped. Like Triple H fucked a dead body and then Kane mask. That really happened.
Wait, what?
Yeah, remember Katie Vick?
What era was this?
This was Ruthless Aggression.
What was the era after that?
Then there was, well, in the wrestling terms, there was the PG era. That's when they became more PG.
I thought I thought that was right after Attitude.
Yeah.
No. So Ruthless Aggression was when Cena and Brock Lesnar came on the scene.
And
then they went. Then they went. So after
Cena got popular.
Evolution. So after Evolution, pretty much spent it. That's when they went towards
PG.
PG.
They became more TV PG.
Yeah.
And that's when they were trying to.
That's when shit got hella cheesy.
Right.
Yep. And that was a time period when I kind of stopped watching, but I was still kind of keeping in touch with what was going on. Yeah. And this is how I see wrestling. Because I'm a fan. It's like a fucked up relationship. I just have to keep watching because I know I've been in.
You watching out of habit now?
Yeah.
Not even out of habit. I'm still a fan. See, I convinced JC to get the WWE Network. It's like a fucked up relationship because they treat you like shit. They talk to you like you're stupid. And they do stupid shit when it comes to their writing and their booking. But then when they do shit really good, it's awesome. It's like in a fucked up relationship.
Yeah.
It's like, you hate this bitch, you want to choke her out, but when she gives you that head, nigga, it's fucking awesome. And you be looking at her and you be fucking the pussy. You be looking at them like, yeah, this is the best ever. And then the next day they go right back to doing this dumb shit. But at the end of the day, it's worth it. So that's how I see wrestling. At the end of the day, it's going to be worth it. I'm 30. I'm still watching this shit.
I ain't gonna lie, boy. That's a mania-ass analogy for wrestling.
That's how I say it. And also, there's other wrestling organizations, so they're like the side chicks. So you can go over there and get your balls licked and all this other shit, and it's cool. And they put on dope matches and shit.
Hey,
this conversation.
Hey, he crazy. He put me on WWE Network. And I ain't gonna front. There's a lot of content on here. We could go back and even watch the Attitude Era.
Yeah, they have.
And Ruthless Aggression.
The WWE Network is the Netflix of wrestling.
Yeah, you can go back and watch any episode in the past.
I'm finna subscribe to this.
$9.99 a month. You get it all. And when pay-per-view comes on, ain't no paying for pay-per-view. It's all included in the package.
Say less.
Yeah, and they have original content. They have all the old WCW, ECW.
They got all that?
All of it.
Yes.
Oh, I'm watching all Attitude, bro.
Yeah, they got the documentaries. They could do. Never underestimate their content. And I feel like it's a steal. Like Netflix has paid more than that shit.
Right.
And they only got original content in some movies. WWE Network, they have hella shit.
Oh, say less. I'm on it.
Oh, easy.
Hey, but you know what though? What's hella funny though? On another note, in terms of wrestling and shit like that, I always find it funny when girls be trying to roast niggas that watch this shit. It's like, nigga, you be watching, you know what I'm saying, Housewives and all that shit scripted, bro.
Nah, yeah, they always say, oh, that shit's hella fake. You know it's fake, right? Oh, I mean, one of my homegirls said that shit to me. He's like, you know wrestling's fake, right? I'm like, yeah, like your fucking relationships.
Basically. Jerry the King Lawler, is he still involved?
Yeah, he does the pre-shows and shit like that. But he's not on Raw no more.
What about JR?
JR kind of, he's retired, but he does little shit here and there. He still works with them.
Okay.
Shit like that. But they're not commentating full time anymore.
Where's Shane, bro?
Shane's on SmackDown. He's
the general manager for SmackDown, and Stephanie's general manager of Raw.
Shane, bro, that's my nigga.
This nigga just jumped off the Hell in a Cell.
Another one.
He always jumping off of something, bro. He still jumping?
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
I just had to remind you of that. That nigga crazy, man.
Yeah, he jumped off another one.
You remember that nigga Mike from the
What Jordans did he have on?
I don't know. He had on Jordans.
But he had the J's on.
You remember Mike from the Real World?
Hell no.
Well, that's
I can probably count on one.
That's the He was on the Real World. And
this nigga?
Yes.
The Miz? He from the Real World?
Yeah.
I heard his name, but I didn't know
he was on the Real World New York with Cora and them.
Wow.
Yeah, he made a career.
Talk about a fucking glow up.
Hey, right. he wanted to be a wrestler, and
in the Real World.
Yeah, he was walking.
He talked
around,
about it.
He was walking around with a title belt and shit like that, calling himself the Miz, talking like Stone Cold and The Rock, and then like he was after a few challenges, he said "fuck this," and he tried out for the WWE, and he's about to get married. He's married. He's about to have a baby.
Hey,
she's a wrestler too. Well, was a wrestler, but she's still there.
She a little. You feel me?
Yeah, she's French too. Maurice.
Speaking of on the topic of this is actually a good question to ask. How much did Shawn Michaels influence y'all to go with HBK?
Hey,
good question. Hey. I asked Sue that a long time ago. And he's like, nah. Because when I first heard HBK, I was like, oh, Shawn Michaels, okay.
That was the natural, of course that's the natural we actually got a tweet from him after Up came up. He was like, well, I guess I got street cred now.
Yeah, I remember that.
So I was like, damn, bro, Shawn Michaels is a fucking legend. That's the only person that you could tell me is better than Undertaker.
Oh yeah, Shawn Michaels.
And I won't be mad at you.
Shawn Michaels is that nigga, man, and Flair.
I fuck with Ric Flair, bro. That's a code. That's like that's like a cultural, like.
Nigga, they sold out the fucking like Levi's when WrestleMania came out to the Bay, man.
Yeah, for sure.
But HBK.
But as far as that goes, shit, I still can't even tell you how that shit came about.
Okay.
I wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause that shit, that was P-Lo idea.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
And they haven't came after you yet? No copyright people or nothing, huh?
Why you? Hey,
I ain't saying shit. I'm just saying.
Chill the fuck out.
Hey, okay,
abort mission.
I retract that statement. Universe, I retract that statement. I retract that.
The fuck?
Abort mission. He's not saying anything anymore.
Yeah.
This interview was a waste of time.
You remind me of a jackass. Hell yeah.
But so there's quite a bit of music that dropped out.
Yeah, I actually listened to the majority of it, surprisingly.
Yeah, it's like one of the first times. Usually I'm the one that has to coerce him to get in everything. Mm-hmm. And he actually got all the projects, and I'm the one that left one on the table.
You listened to a few?
Yeah, but I didn't get to the Jaden.
Yes, Jaden motherfucking Smith.
Yeah. So, your brother-in-arms, Sue, he dropped Boss Up 4.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Available on all streaming sites, you feel me?
Yeah.
Shout out my nigga Sudan Amir Williams.
It was Sue music.
It was like it was the fourth one this year, right? Because he was dropping that shit like all year.
Shit, you know better than me. That nigga always dropping something.
Oh yeah. It was like his fourth one.
He always sending me hella shit like.
What do you think? I got
So he's
shit?
He
like
just
me and Karina. Yep.
A
lot of it, he send me.
It doesn't get to the point sometimes like when you know how awesome your friend is, and they say, "What do you think about this?" And you tell them, "It's cool, bro." And it's like, "No, what else is cool about it?" It's like, dude, we know how dope you are, so it's just like we want everyone else to get on your fucking level. You know
for me, not necessarily. Not necessarily for me. Because there's definitely songs that I've to let him know that I wasn't necessarily feeling, the things that I felt like he could do differently.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. I kept like basically been the theme of me saying all day, like I only know one speed, so. You know what I'm saying? I gotta keep it all the way funky. I mean, granted, like, you know what I'm saying? Most of the shit this nigga send me, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? He's one of the most talented niggas I know, so.
Right.
Yeah.
But, you know what I'm saying? He definitely sent me some shit that I ain't fucking with.
Does he get mad or is he like.
Nah, hell no. He takes everything in stride, and I think that's because majority people,
bullshit him,
yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, whatever. That's not like necessarily like the immediate circle. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like the Johns and Pilos and shit like that. Because especially as far as me and John go, because like no matter what, you feel me? Like no matter how many millions, no matter how many records this nigga sell and shit like that's still my little brother at the end of the day.
Right.
So I'm gonna tell that nigga like if something weak or something, you know what I'm saying, or if he fucked up or whatever. So and he knows that also. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like I never switched up in terms of me telling him if he fucked up or if something sound crazy.
Yeah.
So we never lost that element. So when it come down to like anybody else and shit like that or whatever, I think you know what I'm saying, like outside of like the inner circle and shit like that, he gets so much of that. Because he likes to get different opinions from different types of people.
Yeah, that's kind of how I am too.
So with those, you know what I'm saying, like so I feel like, you know what I'm saying, there's probably a lot of times where I just know that I'm one of the only motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? Like, outside of, you know, I mean not outside, but you know, that really just keep it fully funky with them and shit like that.
I think that's one thing that's garnered you guys. I mean, obviously with being from the Bay Area, like y'all the home team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I think that's one thing that's garnered you guys some respect and also some longevity where you guys just didn't come and then you guys were gone.
Yeah.
It was the fact that with HBK, this is a brotherhood. Like, you know what I'm saying? There was no outsiders could be a part of this. You know, it's us and we're going to keep it. Right. And as you guys have grown and obviously gone on to different ventures,
you
really don't hear much about y'all beefing within each other. It's just when y'all go apart, it's not that y'all beefing. It's just y'all trying out different ventures to bring more back. Yeah.
Well, see, the thing was with that, it was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because first of all, we friends first. You know what I'm saying? Like, before anything. And, you know what I'm saying? So if there's an issue and shit like that or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's addressed right then and there. You know what I'm saying? Or some shit just need to get worked out. Some shit just need to get worked out. And then it does when it does.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But shit. And just like any group of friends, you know what I'm saying? Like anything like that. But, you know what I'm saying? As far as right now, shit, niggas is cool. Everybody's straight. And with that, when it came down, I'm sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. What was you saying before that?
Just how just the respect y'all got.
Oh, yeah. In terms of like everybody doing their own like shit. So it was easier like when shit first started out for us for everybody to be at everything. Because everybody wasn't getting booked for shit. You know, like, as much. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, P-Lo started to come up on his own. John started to come up on his own. You know what I'm saying? Skip shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody started to have... Like, there was at one point, you know what I'm saying? Like, where I had got booked... I was in Vancouver.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Sue had got booked for something. I think he was in Atlanta. And John and P-Lo was in, like, Hawaii or some shit like that. So, it was like we were all in different parts.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, at different... You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Of course, I would have loved to been in Hawaii with them or in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? And shit like that. But... You know, shit. That's what happens. You know what I'm saying? Because this is like we used to be at. If I had a show, all of them would be at my show. You know what I'm saying? Or vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Like we were all like, you know, first, you know, when we first started out, but then once everybody started to, you know, get recognition for their own shit, and you know what I'm saying, like individually, you know, we would all get booked at different times.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? So that's, you know what I'm saying. So if anything, that's just like. That's the reality of it. You know what I'm saying? Like in terms, I know some people look at it like, you know, where they don't work as much and stuff like that, you know, together.
Right.
Yeah. And shit like that. And that's fair, you know what I'm saying? But it's like shit, you know, at the same time, it's like, you know, like shit, we over getting booked.
Most definitely. Mm-hmm. I think that's something that another reason why I brought that up too is because you know how information and lack thereof information can travel when you don't see everybody all together, like you said. Mm-hmm. The questions start coming up. But one thing that my mom is still with my brother, sister, and I, was, you know, just because y'all apart don't mean that y'all are apart. If anything, y'all branch out and show just how strong this family unit is, and you got more to bring back home to the table.
Yes.
And I feel like that's one thing what I respect about y'all collective is that, like you said, y'all be in 3 or 4 different places in the country, and rather it be, you know, okay, when I'm ready to do my solo tip, it all boils down to this is me. But this is me as a part of HBK.
Yep.
And this is what we bring back, that we still move as a unit. And, I mean, that's something that you would hope other collectives coming up in the future would just carry that kind of, those morals and that mind frame moving forward.
Right. And at the end of the day, that's really all it was. You know what I'm saying? That's all it ever was. Like, we always more so compared ourselves to, like, how... You know what I'm saying? Like the Hot Boys was, or, you know, somewhere in the bigger sense, Wu-Tang and stuff like that.
At one point, you guys were like the only people out in the Bay just really making noise back in 2013. So,
because back in the day before y'all was really popping like that, and it was just Cool John's parties.
Oh, the Schmatz.
Like word of mouth spread quickly about those.
That was such a simple, beautiful number.
They just... You
don't know about the Schmatz?
Oh, my goodness, dog.
I ain't gotta educate me.
Boy?
I don't think we could do it on air.
We can tell you that off the air. I don't want to incriminate anybody. Yeah. It's not incriminating.
It wasn't crazy.
Was it Hennypalooza crazy?
It was like it was one of those ones that it helped launch their brand of how they got down. Okay. And then their music just was, you know, reflective of
the atmosphere.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically like in a nutshell, we threw, that's what we, you know what I'm saying? Like those parties started because of rants. Well, he used to throw parties in clubs. One of his parties got shut down. So we all went to John's house.
Oh, and that's just house party, pretty much.
It just turned into one,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Because like everybody's like John was like, come to my house because at that time his mom used to go to her, you know what I'm saying, like her eventual husband Wallace, who God rest his soul, he ended up passing away, years down the road. But anyway, so we would go over there, we was kicking it, and we used to play music on his huge ass TV off the DVD player.
Oh, I tell her, damn, I was taking it back. So house parties.
What you call it? So, but it wasn't a party though.
Yeah.
Kicking it.
Right.
We were just kicking it, and he just put on music. You know what I'm saying? Just shit, just niggas just kicking it, and people was dancing. You know what I'm saying? And it turned into a party. Niggas was drinking all the shit or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Wake up the next day. You know what I'm saying? And it's like it sound hella funny, but. What you call it? Somebody was like, niggas woke up and shit like that. It's like, boy, that shit last night, nigga, that shit was, that shit was popping.
Right.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody was like, that shit was, that shit was smacking. You know what I'm saying? So John was like, nigga, that shit was, he was like, nigga, that shit was schmopping.
Charger?
Oh, yeah. He was like, nigga, that shit was schmopping order. We start crying. We started laughing at that. Like, nigga, what the fuck is schmopping, bro? You know what I'm saying? But it was just hella funny, bro. You know what I'm saying? So then from there, we just, we start calling each other like, nigga, what's schmopping? You know what I'm saying? And then from there, we just started throwing little parties and shit like that, theming them though. So this gonna be the, you know what I'm saying? This gonna be the nerd theme. This gonna be the whatever. And shit. And then so John wanted to start making, you know what I'm saying? We always kind of just fucking around making music and shit like that. Just, whatever. But John wanted to make a clothing line to start promoting the parties.
Right. Which was smart.
Yeah.
Smart marketing.
Like, so he started, once he did that, and then with that, he wanted to make, and this is the thing, John could be a fucking DJ if he wanted to. He used to really make mixed CDs to put in this DVD player for these schmops, and he would strategically, like make these lists and stuff like that. Like he would play No Scrubs, and of course, you would, whatever. He would play No Scrubs, and he'd play No Pigeons, and he'd just play these like back and forth call and response songs for men and women and shit like that and whatever. And then get into slow jams. He just did it all strategically.
That's smart
and shit. And then that's what he know what the fuck he probably can't articulate it as well as he would like to, but he can do it. You know what I'm saying? Like his execution is A1. But what you call it? So yeah, from there then that nigga started he started compiling music that everybody was making in order to help people. In order to help like kind of promote the party, because we would play each other's music and shit like that. So he ended up making it, you know what I'm saying? Like making this shit called Schmop Nice and Cali Kush, along with putting out the clothes and shit like that. And that album probably had like, or mixtape, whatever you want to call it, had like over 20 something songs. It was probably like over 10 of them. You know what I'm saying? Like damn near 15 that Big Von took, and he's like, I want this song. Once we put it out, you know what I'm saying? And whatever, and then Big Von played like, you know what I'm saying, more than half of that album on the radio, and that's how all of our lives changed.
Everything changed after that?
Of course, with the Up record.
Right, so forth, and all that shit.
So in a nutshell, that's...
One thing I give y'all credit for when it comes to the HBK Gang, I like how each and every one of y'all have a legit, like, fan base, a loyal... Like legit for like damn near all of y'all could just sell out a freaking like not stadium but like a venue.
Yeah, sell out a venue.
Yeah, like even Skipper and I'm just and I remember when I was working at Go There, I remember Kujan dropped his mixtape. I think it was Trump Life 3. I forgot which one it was. I really forgot which. Oh yeah, you can go to that. Yo, go ahead. I forgot which mixtape it was. Damn, Bailey looking good. She's from San Jose, by the way.
Yeah.
Damn, she looked good with her hair down. And I remember how many hits when I posted this mixtape. I forgot. I remember how much hits they got, and they got hella hits. And I'm like, damn, he really has a following. And same with Pilo, same with Skipper. Anything HBK related around that time period just skyrocketed.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, man, you guys were like running shit. I mean, you guys still technically kind of do, but when it comes to the Bay Area scene, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's more. It's not gonna go down anytime soon.
With the Boss Up 4, yeah, it was pretty good for an IAMSU. It was typical IAMSU. It was just a little something for him just to push out and keep the name running and stuff like that. Music was if you're a fan of Sue, you're gonna be a fan of this.
Definitely,
it was cool.
Next one, you got the expertise on this one.
How do you pronounce it? Because I can't pronounce it.
I mean, it's SYRE.
SYRE. Yes. SYRE from the Fresh Prince Jr. himself, Jaden Smith.
Yeah.
And Jaden Smith is a really interesting individual. Very interesting. But I remember like a few years back when I was kind of posting his music, I figured out he could rap, and he was pretty damn decent, really damn good. It kind of almost reminded me of Gambino a little bit.
Yeah,
a little bit. So I was kind of like watch over him, like every time like he'll drop some record, I'll listen to it. But I saw him like rising up, and I was wondering whenever he's gonna drop like a full major label project. He dropped EPs here and there, but he never really got, really went into it like that. So his first album, SYRE, when he signed on Rock Nation, which I did not know until you told me. All in all, it is an amazing experience. If I want y'all to listen to this album, y'all listen to it with headphones. Don't listen to it through your speakers. Listen to it on your headphones. The first 4 tracks that spells out blue, B, track 1 is B, track 2 is L, track 3 is U and E on 4. Nigga, that's like the longest intro, and it's just cinematic. It's just big, and it's just like, oh my fucking God. And then it goes right into Breakfast with A$AP Rocky, and that shit low-key knocks. And he has Rory on there on Falcon. And it's a really smooth record, and I gotta listen to it again. But when I first heard, like, musically, sonically, it's pretty fucking amazing.
Nice.
To me, it was. Like, and honestly, it kind of sounded like there's a concept to it, like he's telling a story throughout the whole album. Okay. Which I really do hope he drops a visual album to this. Like a visual what kind of connects to everything and shit like that. Because you could tell he really worked his ass off on the shit. Okay. You could tell he really wanted to paint a picture of how he is as an artist.
I'm definitely checking this out.
He is Will Smith's son.
I'm definitely on this tomorrow for sure. Like I said, we used to do the show on Mondays. So usually Sundays is my last day to prep, but Yeah,
I was on your couch. Your couch is hella comfy, by the way.
Yeah,
so
you know what I'm saying?
I was just going through all the albums, and I got to this, and I was just
Busby was here for the weekend. We were fortunate enough to have my man Rossi come in, so we was like, the hell with it, let's do it on a Sunday. But I've heard not only from you, I've heard good things about this album from a bunch of people I respect through the Twitterverse. So that's something I'm definitely gonna go check out. Again, that's SYRE by Jaden Smith. We had a comeback. We had T-Pain.
Yes.
And he had his comeback album. I think it's his first one since
years ago, since 2013.
Yeah, it's his first one in 4 years. Oblivion.
I don't say it's a comeback album. I'll say it's like,
I mean, for that length of time is
4 years. Yeah, Eminem dropping his album next week. You call that a comeback album?
I mean, might as well.
Yeah.
One thing I told you earlier was T-Pain's always been that nigga within the industry. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not that he needs auto-tune, it's he found his niche with it. Because it took people a while to realize, but T-Pain really can sing. Like, he don't need the auto-tune.
Oh, yeah.
That was the road he went down. I didn't fully appreciate him until there was that gap between himself and Ty Dolla $ign. When we was just really lacking that vocalist within the game. Like, that's when I was like, damn, like, I need some T-Pain. So he bounced back, and he's got some joints on here. Like, I like it. Like, the second track, Classic You, which features Chris Brown.
Yeah.
I was saying it for years. Ever since Kiss Kiss dropped, I was like, they need to do some kind of project together, like some EP or whatever, because they got a nice blended
Chris Brown and T-Pain album would be fucking dope.
Oh, yeah.
This was 2008.
Right.
That was my shit, by the way, back in the day.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know
That's How It Go and No Rush was those were smooth. Like, those are some good records.
We were playing it this morning.
Yeah. And then one of the features that really stood out to me was Text to My Ex, which has Tiffany Evans. Vocally, dog, Rossi, man.
Tiffany always been raw.
Dude, she's
always been raw.
She came with it on this. Yeah, she held her own on this one. And he's got some other features. He actually has Ty Dolla $ign on here. That was a good collaboration.
No.
And then one track that stood out was a really, really good one was CC to DC, which has Wale. And Wale spit his ass off on that one.
You see, he always spits his ass off.
So definitely Oblivion is something that you want to check out for sure. GQ.
Yes.
So not only Jamla's very own, but Oakland's very own.
Yes.
GQ.
Ninth Wonder. Porter J.
Yeah. Protege, yeah. So he dropped his project East 14th. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know GQ was dropping anytime soon. So when I saw this, I was like, yo, I can make time for this. I always had time for GQ. Yeah, because I've been on GQ since 2013 now.
Yeah.
This project, man, this is a testament to Jamla. And shout out to Ninth Wonder, because Ninth Wonder actually took one of my tweets and he not only retweeted it, but he screenshot it and he actually put it on his Instagram. And basically what I had said after I listened to East 14th was, you got to give all the respect to this record label because they quietly made an imprint over these last 3 months.
They really did.
Like, you got Rhapsody, who potentially has a top 5 album in hip-hop this year.
Yeah.
And then you got Ruben Vincent, who is, he's only 16 years old, and this kid can spit.
Yeah, you told me about it.
And he had a great debut.
Mm-hmm.
And now you got GQ with East 14th, and this is honestly for the hip hop heads, this is gonna be like one of them wild card projects when you're making your end of the year list. Like, this is gonna find some type of way on one of these lists that you got.
Yeah.
Like, it's so hip hop, and at the same time, it's so Oakland.
Mm-hmm.
Ninth Wonder produced 4 of the tracks. Crisis had 6 tracks. There's 16 overall. So basically, this was all in house by Jamla. And he
came with it. You listened to it. Yeah, you were listening to it.
Yeah. You're gonna be far pressed to find records that you don't like. I mean, he's got something for everybody. Can't Run. He spit his ass off on Can't Run. And Can't Run actually samples Childish Gambino's terrible record from Awaken My Love from last year. So he's got a record like that. He also has Stay with Netta Brio. That one went too. So there's a bunch of records. And then Change Your Life with Heather Victoria was another one that stood out to me for sure. And Laundry Day is one of those ones where you hit play, you close your eyes, and you just visualize everything he's saying.
Mm-hmm.
He can't say enough about GQ. You know what I'm saying? Again, that's the Bay Area's own, Oakland in particular.
Hell yeah.
So again, that album is East 14th by GQ. You're gonna want to grab that for sure. We thought Eminem was gonna be dropping this weekend.
Yeah.
So that was the most anticipated.
Well, everyone thought.
Right.
You thought.
But he didn't drop, so what ended up becoming the second most anticipated became the most anticipated. CyHi, the Prynce, and No Dope on Sundays. And I promise you, if you play this on Sunday, all you're going to hear is dope.
Mm-hmm.
Because this shit knocked from beginning to end. Like, there was no drop off.
Yeah, this album really... Honestly, I said when I listened to it, it should have ended after New Africa, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
It was like... And everything else kind of just sounded like... I don't know, almost sound like filler, but everything leading up to New Africa, this should have been the album to drop after My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy when it came to good music.
That's true.
Because CyHi, he had one of the best verses on No Appalled.
Oh, easily.
So, like the intro and then No Dope on Sundays with Pusher on there.
The Push came on that second half and just...
Shit. Then Moving Around with Schoolboy. The second half on Trick Me with 2 Chainz. When the beat switched up.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Kanye made his presence known on that side.
Yeah, so that side dropped, and you and I purposely didn't listen to it because we heard how good it was, and we wanted to hear it in the context.
Kanye's verse
yeah, we wanted to hear it in the context of the album, and I'm always one of those people where I'm so much more appreciative for waiting. Because in the context of this project,
it was good.
Couldn't find. You'll be hard pressed to find anything better. 2 Chainz was spitting.
Everybody was spitting on this album. Everyone came on their top notch. I would not be surprised if Kanye was pretty much secretly executive producing the album in some way, shape, or form.
Right.
Because Kanye's Kanye. Speaking of Kanye, he's been coming out saying he's pretty much helping out everybody at good music. Same with Pusher, same with Kid Cudi. He's going back to his producer route now, which is what he's good at.
Right.
So, yeah, man. CyHi.
CyHi, yeah, definitely. That. Again, No Dope on Sundays. That's something you're going to need in your collection for sure. Like I said, like Busby said earlier, M got one more week.
He got one more week
and then
I'll just fuck it out. Because he's not saying nothing, and it's really unlike him. He keeps thinking this is 2005, 2006, him in his heyday, and him and his manager, Paul Rosenberg, are just like, I don't know. They just keep thinking this is the same atmosphere, and it's like, no, motherfuckers, this is a different. You need to... After Walk on Water, they should have made the announcement that the album's coming out next week.
Right. If it's coming out.
Coming out, I still feel it's Black Friday because it
would make the most sense.
It makes the most sense, and they really care about sales. So Just drop it on Black Friday and then let everything work from there and get your sell 600,000 or 100 million, whatever Eminem numbers. But yeah, and you got to Black Friday to drop Revival, or I'm gonna be one angry stan.
You're gonna be an angry stan, and we're gonna keep it pushing.
House.
We will be keep pushing.
You'll keep pushing. I'm gonna drive to his house.
Oh, okay.
In Detroit.
All right. Say no more.
Cold, I'm wondering why.
So as we wrap up, again, as we always do, we want to thank all the listeners out there.
Yeah.
Those who constantly give us feedback nonstop, who promote it. We appreciate every single listen that we get. We want to give a special shout out and appreciation to our guest host for this week's episode, my boy Rossi.
Hey.
Once again, we appreciate you, man.
Thanks for having me, man. Appreciate y'all.
Before we go out, you got any announcements with any new developments you want to give out to the people?
Hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna keep that on.
Okay, all right. I got you. All right, we can keep that Area 51 for sure.
Shit.
But I'm sure, for all the listeners
really
out there.
concentrating on this Cowboy.
Oh, yeah, he's fully.
That's why he got kind of quiet. He's really focused
invested
on this division game right now.
Yeah, he invested. But I'm sure when the time comes in the near future, y'all going to be hearing some stuff from my man's coming out.
Oh, for sure.
Hell yeah.
Until then, though, this has been...
Hell yeah.
It's been episode 66.
666.
And I would say again, #Busby30 was a complete success this weekend.
Yes, it was.
I'm happy that you enjoyed yourself, and I am very proud of myself for providing
Thank you, good sir.
the opportunity and the environment for you to just come out here and just unwind and live.
I just manifested. I just put it in my notes when I saw Hennypalooza was going to be in LA on the 18th. I just said I gotta be there. Me and JC have to be there. That's all I said. I don't care what has to happen. I'm going to be there.
Easy.
And I was out there. And it was an experience. And anybody, shout out to Cash, shout out to Rory, photographer Raven, all of them. That low key, that really do this shit they do that shit every month, and they go to different cities and they just turn up. Hennessy's a hell of a drink, man.
Hell yeah.
Shit. So,
but on that note, we will catch you guys on episode 67.
And fuck Jed York.
Peace.
Bitch.